Good afternoon. Sorry I'm running late. Doing a few things around the house. It is 4 o'clock on the dot. Welcome to Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. Let's see if that's crooked or straight. Let me pull my video up on and turn off the volume on my computer so I can see. Let's see. Let's refresh. And let's see if I'm live. There I am. So, hey Patty, hey Tammy, welcome. Sorry I'm a little late. I was getting things done around the house and lost track of time and all of a sudden, whoops. All right, so welcome to our Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. It's our anniversary. We've been doing this for 1 year. It's so hard to believe that my friend and partner in crime, Tammy, and I have been doing this for a whole year. Every week, I think we've only missed a handful of them between the two of us. And we've been having a good time. We love collaborating and crafting. Sometimes we find ourselves doing the same things without realizing it, or very similar things without realizing it. Other times, anyway, we are, of course, we're doing similar things. What am I thinking? We planned these out. But anyway, let's show you. A year ago, we decided when we kicked this off that because it was the 4th of July week, we would do a red, white, and blue theme. And we decided it'd be fun to do the red, white, and blue theme again today. So here is, the card I will be doing. Tammy did an amazing technique using ink and swiping on an embossed image. And she used the new sunflower embossing folder. And it was beautiful, and she did it in all red, whites, and blues, and you have to go back and watch it. It's an absolute fabulous video, and actually my favorite one is one of the last ones she did where she used red paper and white craft ink. So if you're curious to know how that looked, go back and watch. It's fabulous. Anyway, this is the card we're going to be doing today, and it's sort of a mashup of several items. It's a mashup of the new Charming Day die set. We're going to be using this die here. It is a combination of that along with the textured notes dies, which is our rectangle for our background here. We are using the sentiment from the sentimental framing, and we're also using this flower from the Charming Day. That turned into one of your faves too. Yes, Tammy, it's a favorite one. We're going to be using this flower from the Charming Day stamp set. So I've got all my stamps out. I've got my dies out. I think I have my dies out. No, I don't have all my dies. Oh, I already die cut, so you won't need that. All right, this is the only one I need to die cut. So let's go ahead and get this ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend our red and our blue together. And I need 2 of my small blending brushes. I'm going to be using Berry Bushel and Real Red. And I have, let's see, I did 2 whites of the largest of the textured note dies. So they measure just around 4. They are actually, what is it? They are 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. So basically you'll want a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or piece of paper to die cut this out of. And thank you. I'm so glad you think it's beautiful. And you're going to need 2 of those in the largest one. One is for the inside, one's for the outside. And then we're going to go ahead and our card base, I tell you I'm a little loosey here, is an 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And then burnished. Let me grab my bone folder and do that again. And let's go ahead and get started on the inside of our card first. So let's put this aside. We're going to use both the Real Red and our Blueberry Bushel for the inside. And we're going to use the sentiment that says, wishing you all the best. And the sentiment is, it's right here, wishing you all the best. And we're going to use the smaller flower from the Charming Days. So let's go ahead and stamp that on the inside. We'll put it on the inside of the card. And what I'm going to do, actually, where is it? I have a small piece of my scratch paper that you can tell I've been doing some blending on. And I'm going to use that to stamp on the corner because I'm not going to stamp the flower completely on there. I'm going to stamp it a little bit so it's a little bit off the page. There we go. So we have our flower in the corner. And we'll put that aside, otherwise I'll put my hand in it over there. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment right here towards the middle. There we go. Wishing you all the best. And we're using the red, white, and blues again because of the 4th of July. Just sort of a nod to the holiday. And let's go ahead and put this inside, and then we'll put the other, the front of the card together. This actually is a very easy and quick card to put together. So let's go ahead and put the inside there. And I'm going to ask your opinion. Part of me thinks I need to add a little something to the outside, so I've got an idea and I want your opinion on it. So there we go. There's the inside of our card. We'll set that aside for right now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to blend. And where did I put that die? Oh, it's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the die this way. And I want a little bit of blue on the top and a little bit of the red on the bottom. So what I'm going to do, hey, Anne, welcome. You set the alarm for 5 minutes before you started and still managed to get distracted. You know what? I did the same thing. So I got distracted. I got on here right at 4 o'clock at the dot rather than a few minutes before. All right, so I'm going to load up my, I'm going to load up not just my brush, but I'm going to load up my finger. I keep a package of baby wipes on the side of my desk just for such as times like this, to wipe off my fingers and to clean up my desk a little bit. That way I don't get my cards in that. So we'll set that aside. All right, so I've loaded up my blueberry bushel on my blending brush. I'm gonna tap it a little bit, and then I'm just gonna swirl around here. It doesn't matter if there's heavier spots. You do wanna use a darker blue. I've tried lighter blues. Matter of fact, I tried doing it a little bit lighter with this one. I also realized that this sentiment was too small, so that's why I went with another one. But it almost looks lavender here because I went so light on it. So you actually want to go a little heavier handed on the blending brush for the blue so that it doesn't look purplish. All right, now I'm done with the blue. So we're going to go ahead and close that up. And now we're going to blend some real red. And I'll tap it out. And we're going to do this. And you know, if you find, and this is what I've done too, is if the color is still a little too light to your liking, you can always add a little bit on. I'm going to close this, but not all the way because I need to stamp my sentiment with it. But before we do that, can I scoot up a little? Oh, gosh. Thank you. There we go. Scoot up a little bit. So should I redo that? You can see where I've blended my red here and my blue here. And we'll set the brushes aside. Now I'm going to put this right here and take one of my Post-it notes. And we're going to settle it right there. And I like the idea of it's going right about the middle. We're going to attach that here. Now I'm going to... I wonder if it doesn't stick because of the ink. There we go. Now I'm going to take it over here and die cut it with my machine. And I'm missing a plate. One moment. Let's see. I was missing a plate. Found it. Let's go ahead and die cut it. I hope everybody has wonderful plans for 4th of July coming up. I'm just going to chill at home because as the wife of a first responder, a firefighter, he's working the 4th of July this year. So this is what it looks like when you take it off. Now there are some pieces here that we want to pop out because they didn't come out with the with when I took out the die, but I can't find my take a pic tool. I don't know where it's at. All right. I tell you, it's one of those things, if it was a snake, it would have bit me, but I'm going to pop these pieces out. Looks like everything's out now. Let's see. Yep, that's it all. So there's our piece that's going to go on our card front. This is what it looks like after you cut it. Let's go ahead and put this here. I got enough coloring here, so I don't think I want to add any more to it. Now I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They come in bigger sheets than this. This is the sheet I grabbed because it came with one of the kits, and I just sort of keep all of my adhesives together. So that's why it's a small stash like this. But usually they come in a larger sheet like the regular size Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm just going to put a few here and there. We're going to put one on this leaf, one down here. We're just going to sort of put them around in different places so there's some support, but we don't need a ton of them. I'm usually a foam adhesive sheet, but this calls for the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So I think that's it. I don't think I need any more. So we're going to thank you. Oh, I thank you, Patty. I'm glad you think this is cool. I really, actually, it's funny. I wish I could explain the rabbit hole I went down in terms of creating this card, because I started off with the stripes and dots, and I was going to actually, Patty, use your creation that you're showing on your blog on Thursday or Friday this week as an inspiration. Played with it a little bit, and then I started looking at Pinterest while I was eating dinner, and found a couple other things, and I thought, okay, we're going to use the new irresistible design paper, and we'll blend and come up with some blends and put the flowers from this charming day set on there. And let's make sure I got them all off. And I did that, and it looked okay. And then I thought, oh, I wonder what this die does. And I did this die. I went, oh, I know what I'm going to do. So I went through 3 or 4 cards before I came up with the final result. And it was fun, just playing around and trying things out and discovering different things. So I can't wait to play with I'll show you what my irresistible things. I'm using the Thinking of You. I want to make sure that's straight. Stamp set in real red. There we go. We're going to go ahead and close this up. And I'll set this off to the side. And we're going to just throw this on top. And there is our card. I'm afraid I'm going to get ink on it because my fingers are loaded up with ink for some reason today. A little more messy this afternoon. All right, let's go ahead and do this. And then you're going to have to tell me if you think we should. There's some embellishments I want to add to it, or I'm thinking might be fun to add to it. But let's see. All right, there we go. Now, that's without the embellishments. These are some of my most favorite embellishments. Matter of fact, I think I have 1 or 2 more packs that I haven't even opened yet. Because sometimes I forget to use embellishments. I don't know about you guys. Oh, I'm glad you think it's pretty, Anne. Thank you. But the pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive back dots, these are great. They're on the last chance list for like just a little over $6. And I love them. And I was thinking, what do you think about adding, because it adds just a little bit of bling, but it's not in your face. At one point I was looking at putting the antique pearls colored with the Stampin' blends on here, but I just couldn't get a balance of the colors that I like. But I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Should I add some of these, the clear ribbon? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. I'm leaning towards doing it, but I'm not 100% sure. In the meantime, I don't know what, I think I was going to share something to you. Oh, I wanted to share this with you. Yes, Patty says yes, add them too. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting to see other responses, let me show you because like I told you, I was going through a process of trying to, and this is one of the things I came up with that stripes and dots, and it was embossed dots for the flag. And then I moved to using these, and I tried putting the flower on it, but it just didn't jive. It didn't stand out to me. So then I went and did this, and this is what I decided to. But that was my thought process. I went from Stars and Stripes to Irresistible Design, Resist, and then to blending with this. So we're gonna add, okay, absolutely yes, and yes, yes, and yes. So we're gonna go ahead and add those two. And I think I'm gonna have to use, I'm gonna use my little, I'll use my little, let's see if these work. I don't know what I did with my, you know, it's one of those things. If it's probably, if it's a snake, it would bit me. But we're gonna go ahead and put one right there. You know what? This is not working. I need my take a pic tool. There it is. It's buried. I like my take a pic tool. I can't work without it. So we're going to put one there. We'll do another one. Oh, let's do another one right there. And then we'll do another one. You know, I sort of like that. The obtuse, I think, triangle. There's our triangle. And we have that there. A plain white flower die cut on, ooh. So stamp it, and then stamp it in black, Patty, and then just put it there blank on there. Oh, that might look pretty. I'll have to try that out. Because I colored mine and it just didn't, I had fun coloring it, but it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. It didn't have the look I wanted it to. So there is our red, white, and blue Thinking of You kit, our card, with our florals. I was never a floral person, and I would say over the last year to year and a half, I've become a floral person thanks to all of Patty's beautiful ideas and her inspiration for things, as well as Tammy's. And so thank you. Oh, maybe this die in just white. That might look pretty. You know what? Hold on. Let's try that out. I'm just curious now. Let me do that. I'm going to cut that out right now while you guys are... All right. I think, Tammy, didn't you do this? We did a little extra creativity. Since I have this stuff right here, let's go ahead and see how this would look. Patty is the wonder of wonders when it comes to ideas, so I'm anxious to see how this is going to turn out. And let's see. Take that. All right. Punch out those pieces that didn't come out. I got to clean out the die. This is what happens if you don't clean out all of the cuts from the die, then it leaves little pieces in here. So a little tip, clean out your die after you use it so that you don't have pieces left that should be out. And it gives you a nice clean cut. So let's make sure, I want to make sure I'm under the screen a little bit. All right, so. Oh, Patty, that's beautiful. That's really pretty. And then you can do a sentiment down here or a sentiment up there. And if you were to put it on, let's see, I almost want to do, I'm not going to cut it right now, but if we did that on a blue, that would be pretty. Yes, because of the input of others. Yes, Tammy, that's what always makes creativity so much fun and creating. What do you, I like that. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to play with that one. That one's going to be a real pretty one. We could even do it as a card that goes like this. I'm going to have to play with it a little bit later. And maybe I'll play with it a little bit later and share with you what I did on my blog. Maybe I'll do a special blog post for the 4th of July with some of these extra cards and extra things. So anyway, thank you so much. This was my final card, and I gotta scroll down because I see you guys are amazing with your creative red, white, and blue cards. Oh, thank you, Anne. I'm so glad you like it. Such a pretty pair of cards. Thank you, Patty. So we've got our one card with a little bling on it and our other card with no bling on it. And actually, if you look in the inside, I've got a little bit more of the flower showing in here versus this one. But I know there's going to be some friends that are going to be receiving these in the near future. But thank you for joining me. What was I going to say? I feel like I'm out of sorts on this one. You can join me at, all the information. All right, here we go. All the information, all the measurements and details for this, as well as a list of everything that I used today, will be on my blog tomorrow, www.stampinwithjenn.com, and Stampin's with 2 N's, Jenn's with 2 N's. You will also see there a link to Tammy's post so you can see the beautiful cards that she made using the embossing folder and swiping of the ink pads on there. She made some beautiful cards, and we are grateful to everybody who has been keeping up with us and joining us for the past year. We look forward to crafting more over the next year with you guys and seeing what kind of fun things we can do and the creativity we can inspire you guys to have. And I think next week, Tammy, we are doing, so I was just looking at our calendar so I could start planning for next week. And if I remember correctly, next week we are doing a technique called triple time stamping. And that's going to be a fun one to do. That's always fun to do with florals as well. So I might do it with the Charming Day, since it's one of our newest floral sets. So anyway, that or our impression blossoms. I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of our newer online sets. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. This was a shorter one than normal. It's a quick and easy card to make, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And have a wonderful 4th of July if you're in the U.S. And if you're out of the U.S., just enjoy your weekend. And we will see you guys all next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.